Welcome back to Daily Dose. I'm here with my pal Matthew Moore, and we are talking about what I didn't say. And that's such a, you know, it fits Parkinson's, but why I think even it's more successful is it's universally human. What I didn't say is, and that's so much of Parkinson's, I think, is, when we only, the problem, seeing the physical stuff is like, wait a minute, the human part is the bigger problem of
Yeah.
having Parkinson's. The
And I
the, the
have,
motor symptoms, all that, sure, that's the thing. But the stuff we're hiding, the stuff we're not able to say, that that's the deepest pain, right?
yep, even something like ED, that nearly 70% of men with Parkinson's have ED. That's something we don't talk about. And I can tell you that that has a big impact on a person. You know what I'm
God.
saying? So there's just a tiny example of something that we don't touch, we don't discuss, and maybe there's some reason for that, but we got to overcome that kind of thing.
Well, I just had, by the way, interviewed. Do you know Judith Sachs? She's an intimacy specialist in Parkinson's.
Okay.
So take a look back, and I can certainly connect you guys. She's a wonderful woman. She has a dance background and movement background, and now she's focused this on intimacy in
Mm.
Parkinson's. And she's exactly what you just said. It comes down to identity, and then it comes down to relationship. And Paul and Marty are fantastic in this regard. By the way, I haven't seen it yet, but do you think ED will play a role in your screenplay?
It could.
I
It,
I think I think that's another example of saying the quiet part out loud, because here's the thing. In your experience, I know hallucinations are not part of your Parkinson's journey right now, but what you've written in the screenplay is excellent. Like, I mean, you get right to it. And was that natural, or was that like doing some research? How did you write that as well as you did?
I did some research. Yeah. I realized that we don't usually just jump full on to somebody sitting next to us on a park bench. That, we start with seeing things that are moving that aren't supposed to move, seeing little things that, bugs, small things that aren't there. It sort of graduates and gets worse and worse as it goes. And so, you know, um, here's a real life story of somebody who in Columbus, Ohio, was part of my support group, who was sent to a facility because he hallucinated a person with a gun sitting in his garage. He was working in his garage, and he looked over and saw someone with a gun in his lap. And he didn't interact with this person, but the wife came out to the garage and said, "What's going on?" It's like, "I'm looking at a guy with a gun." Next thing we know, there's the authorities are there, taking him away to an institutional facility, and you know, uh, very difficult for him to overcome that. And
It's so real. I've experienced this with my dad when and here's the messed up, or one of the messed up things about it is the reason the hallucinations are triggered, most likely they don't know 100%, but is because of excess carbidopa levodopa, the very thing that's supposed to make you, better. So, we had to work for a couple months to get my dad's medication straight, but I was with him. I remember he had me, I mean, this is a intelligent grown man, my father, who takes pride in being my father still at his age and being able to tell me things, but saying, I need you to come into the bathroom. There's somebody in the shower. And he was convinced. And I pulled back the shower curtain and, trying to do it as respectfully as possible to not embarrass him, just say, what do you see now? And knowing how difficult it was and how ashamed he was to have to admit that was truly what he saw and what he felt. This is devastating stuff.
it is, it's hard,
And
hard stuff.
yeah, so again, thank you for once again doing the research and writing it so well. I know, again, you didn't garner yourself a writer before doing the play, but the work you're already doing on the screenplay as the next step is excellent. Um, and I'm really looking forward to where it goes. How are you feeling about the development of the play to a screenplay and seeing where it goes?
Well, I'm excited about the mission of it for sure. We've got the fastest growing brain disorder in the world, and people don't know anything about it. They don't
Crazy.
know anything about it, right? It's easier to get our heads around Alzheimer's, right? Because it's very specific, and there aren't as many symptoms to it as there might be for Parkinson's. So, anyways, I've enjoyed the process with your help, Robert, of adapting it for the screenplay. I think it's a little bit more challenging than I thought to combine the two, right? What I have already written and what's new, but I'm working it out, and I'm following the very same principles that this is grounded in truth. These are the real things that happen to real people, and so it's exciting to see where it's headed. I'm over the moon about the idea of a feature-length film about Parkinson's. Just that fact by itself, because what else do we have?
And as you start to imagine it, and it's okay if you don't have an answer right now, but originally the play is what I didn't say. Does it has as a theme or anything popped out that has developed because you've done some different things already to where you could see, I mean, calling it something else? Because I mean, the title means so much. And not that there's anything wrong with what I didn't say, but I wonder because you've expanded it, has it become something else for you, or can you imagine it being something else at this point?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I'm right at that cusp.
Yeah,
Like when I start to fit all the pieces together,
yeah,
I think what you're talking about is going to come to light more quickly. Um, yeah, I'm excited about it. No doubt about it.
great. Let's come back for one more because I want to address, bringing more people into the program because we need more voices, right? If we're going to rebrand Parkinson's, people can't keep telling surface level stories. They need to tell these creative, engaging human stories that happen to have Parkinson's, right? So let's come back and talk about that, about the writing process, and hopefully make it attractive to people so they
Mhm.
might join us to do more. We'll
Yeah,
see you
yeah.
in a minute.